See? Oh, we're ready, son, Scott. I'm ready today. I'm
Today
ready.
is special.
Good morning.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. See, she already trying to get in there. We have angels have arrived. Oh. See, I wanted to surprise them, but you had to just get in there.
That's because she's a co-host on Sunday morning now, son. She does what she wants to do.
She's getting a little more mouthy.
Yeah, you wake up and just do you, don't you?
I do me, Justin.
That's right.
Yeah, we don't have just one angel, though.
No, that's right, too. Give me another angel sound. Hey, and then the second angel. Teresa.
Thank you. I like it.
I like it.
So this has been the talk, though. Y'all have been wanting to get revenge.
Well,
But revenge is the Lord's, he says.
Yeah, he
Vengeance
does.
is mine.
He says vengeance
Thus
is
saith
mine.
the Lord, Angie.
Is that
you
the
know
King
what,
James
Justin?
version?
Yeah, anyhow you put a thus in there, it's the KJV.
he works on the angel's behalf.
Go, sis. Go get 'em.
boy.
She's sassy today.
like
I don't know what her problem is, but she's fired up.
I woke up with a headache
Yeah.
and heartburn.
Oh, my gosh.
It's got me a little mouthy today.
Yeah, we're laying in the bed, and Cosmo jumps in the bed. That would be our oldest, wisest dog. He steps right on her stomach. She said, "My God, get off my stomach!" I said, "Whoa, what is going on? I got heartburn and a headache." I said, "Well, amen. We'll be doing a podcast
did.
today. Can't wait to see you in a little while. Good morning."
We did talk last time I was here. We did talk about my heartburn issue too, but it had gone away when we went to see the LSU.
Well, COVID
doctors
is
and
still
nurses.
in,
I guess it's still affected.
so the stress is upon you.
I'm gonna go get me some, not Zantac.
No, you don't want to get
That's
the cancers.
off the market.
Yeah, you don't want to get the cancer.
Xantac's off the market?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
got cancers.
They say it's
It
causing
has
cancer.
It don't
causes
have
cancer.
cancer.
It
It
does.
causes cancer.
It's got the cancers in it. When you take that little pill, there's little cancers released.
Oh, no.
Get off of the Zantac.
And guess what? Only kind of heartburn medicine was in the cabinet today.
Zantac.
Zantac.
Yes,
But
it's
one of
called Ranitidine or something like that. I had to look it up.
But
Go,
one-
is that Zantac?
Rin-tin-tin?
Hey, you could take one today. It's going to be fine.
Nah.
I don't think so. But Teresa,
pass.
this is your first time.
This is.
Yeah, so-
It's taken us 20 minutes to figure out the microphone.
Yeah, we were supposed to start at 10. It is now 10:30.
That's okay.
Oh my goodness! Thank goodness.
And I called
changed
you-
My other plans.
Oh, yeah, and I called you last night. I said, "Man, let's be ready to go at 10. No problem, boss. Got it.
Don't make those.
Hey,
don't
we-
make those angels wait.
Yeah, well, we ran into a few problems. Like,
okay.
I forgot equipment at the office
Yeah.
twice. Had to go
Yeah.
back twice.
That's
I appreciate you owning up that
Yeah.
it wasn't
That's not-
technical. It was human
no,
error.
Yeah, it was human error. It was my error.
But you know what? It's the COVID crisis.
That's
Yes.
true. But today, it took me 8 days.
Okay.
But I think I'm finally doing all right.
Come on, let's give it up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait,
Scotty Poo.
isn't
We didn't
there,
even
like,
need
clap
applause.
stuff on your little
It-
Oh yeah.
little-
Good
Did you ever
luck.
find it?
Good luck,
see.
Teresa.
Let's get it.
Hold on, wait.
No, you're 0 for 2 right now. Look, this is so
I'm
ridiculous.
just glad I get
No,
to
I do
see
not
how
have a
it
clap.
works.
I do not
Yeah.
have a clap.
You don't have the clap.
No, I
He
don't.
just- all he has, all he,
not have the clap.
Stop.
all he has is just more
Right.
spooky music.
There we go.
Yeah.
you go.
Hey,
That's a fun one.
there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so what are we talking about today, ladies? I think y'all want to. And by the way, Teresa brought me a cake. I don't know. I don't remember making a negative
Oh, you
reference,
did.
but it's probably
you did.
true.
It was when I made a cake when Scott came over, and you.
That's
were,
a problem.
She made you a cake,
Yeah.
which.
So now, yeah, but Scott deserves it. But now I got one, Scott. And
I
oh,
did.
speaking of cake,
Yes.
it's Ian's birthday
Ian's
today.
birthday.
Right.
Our boy,
Baby boys.
It's 17.
17 years old
Yeah,
today.
so you know how old he is then.
Yes,
Just-
I don't know how old everybody else is.
Oh,
Is
poor
Emma
baby
14 or
Emma.
13?
She's 14, honey.
Well, it don't
Get it
matter.
right.
Dang.
I mean, it's just a year difference.
Hey, there's another birthday in the Hagler household.
That's right, Teresa. Tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Hey.
Ian and I are
birthday.
back to back.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did look up, by the way. This is Big Daddy last week. It could be Ian's grandfather. He came, or it could be your stepdad. But I mean, that's the
Yeah.
easiest
They're
way
both.
to do it. Yeah.
It's all combined.
But
That's all
what's
right.
crazy is we didn't understand why Easter moves. Do you know why Easter moves?
We
She
do know.
probably does.
I do not know.
Well, yeah.
Teresa's
It's
very smart.
It's a fulfillment of Passover, which is a feast, a biblical feast in the spring,
Okay.
and it's all based on the cycle of the moon.
Yeah. See, we didn't know
see,
that. We
but
could have just made
Can
a
you
phone
give
call.
a little like drum beat or something on that?
Yeah.
See, let's see if she
Ka-down,
gets.
ka-down, whatever.
This is the best I got. That's,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the only
good.
thing.
Good.
Yeah, so we didn't know that because Ian was talking about his birthday is on Easter sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
not all
so
the
is
time.
hers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it just kind of moves around. But we didn't know it was on the moon. I mean,
Lunar
obviously
calendar.
Passover,
Based on the
but we didn't.
lunar calendar.
Yeah, the lunar
Yes.
calendar, because that's the Jewish calendar.
Exactly.
That's
Yes,
right.
That's right.
Good.
I didn't realize the lunar calendar moves so much.
Well, the moon.
The moon
The
does.
moon.
It's not the calendar. It stays the same.
But
It's
but
the
if,
moon
but if
that
we
moves.
get into this, we're gonna
You
not
remember
go
what
well.
we said
This
about
is
the
not gonna
show?
go well.
Hey, well, speaking of Teresa, can I do a COVID-19 update?
Oh, hold
Of
on.
course.
Can we
Hold
do
on,
that?
Let's wait.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Go ahead, Scott.
All right, you
There
ready?
you go.
Already.
COVID-19 update.
What happened, Scott?
I didn't know what to say.
You're gone.
It's
You're-
okay.
There it is. My mic went out.
I don't know. There was a reason.
I just was speaking into it. It just went out.
Hold on. Was that human error?
No, that was not.
I
human
think
error.
that was technical.
What I do love is the spring I keep hearing on yours, though, when it moves now. It's like, "Pang." Listen,
My mic keeps going out.
Hey, this is our ghetto set today.
We
yeah.
gotta.
get to the code
Yes,
update.
yes,
Don't
yes.
touch
So-
Okay,
anything,
let's
Scott.
go.
So
I'm
we
not
need
gonna
you
touch
in here,
anything
yeah.
else.
Don't
So-
even mute yourself. I'm nervous about
So
it.
to make your cake, Teresa went out into the grocery stores this morning.
Did you wear a mask?
Yes.
Yes. So don't get her started on that just
She's
yet.
a rule follower.
I am
Okay,
a rule
but
follower.
she is a rule follower. But she found our brand of toilet paper while she was
No
there.
shit.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
I did.
Cottonelle?
You know-
Cottonelle,
baby.
Cottonelle.
You know what? God was blessing you for serving
Yes.
your
That's right.
I
Thank you.
brother-in-law.
That was so
Yes.
sweet. Thank you.
That's why
Yes.
she has angel status.
Yeah, you missed last week. We talked a lot about Cottonelle and Charmin and bears that wear clothes and not. We
Yes.
did have one slight update on the bears. Smokey the bear, pants, no shirt, and, a hat.
And he's by far the baddest looking bear out there.
He
So.
is.
But also,
They have updated him though. He's
Yes.
a little more. It looks like our drummer Larry. Have you seen him?
He is bowed up.
He
so
looks
it's
like
Really?
that. Oh, man,
yeah.
check out Smokey the Bear
Oh,
now.
I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
Google
I
that.
mean, old
Give
Smokey the
everybody a
Bear.
show.
He
He was
looked.
a little soft.
Yeah, he looked like
he
he'd
looked
been
more
ha-
like me.
He'd been hanging out with Yogi, but now they kind of separated. They're not in the same woods anymore.
but if
all
you-
those forest fires have ticked him off, and he went to the
He's
weight
angry
room.
now, son.
He
He's
said,
pumping up.
"He said, light a fire and walk away. See if I don't show up on you. Light a fire
I think,
and
twice,
walk
I
away."
think twice about it now.
Well, I can tell you, he ain't Yogi sitting out at the park bench. I can promise you.
but really though, if you're living in the woods, wouldn't you prefer pants over a shirt? I mean, like
Yes.
if you
That's good.
had to go without,
That's a good
Yes.
thought. I
Yeah.
like
Yep.
that, Scott.
yeah, you
But-
would prefer pants.
But
over
you know,
shirt.
Yogi just got the towel on, so
Well,
he ain't
Yogi-
worried about it.
But the one thing he's had the whole way through
Oh gosh.
What?
is that hat.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
That
because
don't
he's a
change.
ranger.
Fedora.
Because he's a ranger.
That's right.
It's the fedora.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a fedora.
I
But,
thought Yogi. Oh, you're talking
Not
about
Yogi.
No.
You're talking about Smokey,
Smokey,
the Bear.
yeah,
sorry.
Did you
Oh,
lose
Smokey.
your train of thought?
Here we go.
So this is
COVID.
how this goes.
This is exactly how it goes.
Yep. Pretty
All right,
much.
so
it's
let's.
just a mess.
It is.
Teresa.
So
Wait,
go ahead,
Huh?
Trace.
were you
I'm
going to
still
give an
looking.
update?
I did.
That was it?
Cottonelle
That was
toilet
it.
paper.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean? Is that it?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's
Wow.
back.
That's a
That's a big deal.
life-changing
Oh, look,
event.
he's got a little raccoon with him.
That's his little buddies.
Yeah, that's because they're looking.
They don't
for-
look as intimidating.
can prevent
Oh, there's a little fox and a deer and an owl.
Yeah,
Well, 'cause
Teresa
they all
loves
Those are his
boxes.
little friends.
Aw.
Not everybody's going to be Googling this.
That's
huh?
fine.
They
That's
are.
right.
That's
Just
fine.
look
Good
up
for
Smokey.
them.
You can look up
Smokey.
all your bears.
Smoky
Doesn't matter.
Dub Bear.
Dub bear.
Okay.
Dub
All right, so
else?
well, I really was going to go back into the COVID stuff. It's still kind of tripping out. You know, there's a little bit of debate that you saw Georgia, Florida, South Carolina all opened up, and they're opening up theaters, restaurants.
Everything?
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Because the governors are in charge.
They said it's time to. They said that's enough of all this foolishness.
Oh boy.
So they're. I think they start next week, but they did something today, and then I think they start next week.
So if there's a spike in cases, will they bring it back down?
I'm
or-
sure
I
they.
hope so.
I'm sure they probably will, but I think the mayor of Atlanta was very upset with the Georgia governor. I guess they're probably not on the same team as far as Republican and Democrat. I don't know that. Don't holler at me and
Oh,
don't send
boy.
me an
You
email.
are taking them risk there.
But I'm just saying, I think they were. She was just saying, I don't know how. Because there's no reason that he's doing this, and they're going, oh, there's a reason. We're all broke, so they're all fighting all that.
We're all broke.
There's a lot of broke folks.
There's a lot of broke. I mean, we've talked to some people.
You got to get in your mic, honey.
Sorry.
See, I try to tell you.
Speaking to the.
Yeah.
Upside down heart.
Yeah.
It is an upside down
It's
heart.
Yes.
It's a PG rated show.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I lost my train of thought.
There's a lot of broke people.
Okay, so that takes me back. So we did talk to some local business owners
Yes, we
recently.
did. Yes.
And it was extremely eye-opening to the suffering they're experiencing already, just in the month or whatever we've been kind of down. And it was,
Yeah, it's
scary.
heavy. It's
I'm
heavy.
like, Angie gets some big eyes on you. You better
Oh,
look
no.
out. She said it
And
was.
and her eyes are big without the readers.
Yes.
That's true.
You put these on, they're going
Watch
to make
out.
fun of you, son. You're going to
Yeah,
have
y'all
some.
make fun of me anyway.
That
That's
don't
not-
matter. Honey, 21 years of marriage.
It's the simple church way.
It is. Oh, Lord.
Would,
Help.
wouldn't
gotta
that
be-
mean the
We
Hager
call out
way?
the weak.
Ooh.
But
You don't ever
anyway-
make fun of anybody, Scott. You're nothing but a
Never.
tub
I
of
have
sweetness.
Never made fun of anyone.
He is a tub of sweetness.
Thank you.
I love Scotty Poo. I'm here fighting for you today.
Amen.
It's a battle.
Thank you.
If he can remember to unmute himself, it'll be great.
Anyway, I was just saying that they really are suffering. So I mean, I understand the battle between. I can see both sides for sure, but
They got
just from our
500,
friends that we talked to, it's
It's tough.
really tough.
500 billion coming, wave number 2.
Yep.
Fixing to be.
That's because the first supply lasted 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah.
a lot of big, like I heard Shake Shack got 10 million of
And they
it.
Did you
gave
see
it
they
back,
gave it
though.
back today?
Well, it's probably a good thing. They got
I
some
wish
bad
the
publicity.
Shake Shack would come here. They got good gluten-free
They do.
buns. I'm
Everybody-
sorry,
Shake
I had to go
House,
to
if
me
you're
for a
listening.
second.
You've never had a Shake
I
Shack?
have never heard of the Shake Shack.
You
Oh,
Oh.
man.
Teresa.
What is
Man.
it?
It's like a hamburger joint.
It's good.
Kind of like Steak and Shake.
Where are they?
No, New York.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Where?
New York, Las
California.
Vegas. We went in Vegas. That's when we went out there. They had them. I mean, they're kind of starting to get everywhere.
Yeah,
they're
I
a,
hope-
they're
please come here, Shake
they're
Shack.
a gray and a
Bossier
green,
City.
gray building with green writing.
Yeah, but they do have good gluten-free, and not
Cool
everybody
name,
can
too.
do that.
Shake Shack.
Yeah, but
Shake
it's,
Shack.
it's
Sounds
just like
good.
every other hamburger place to me, other than the gluten-free thing.
In and Out's pretty good.
Yeah, I like In-N-Out,
We love In-N-Out too.
and they're a Christian company. Put
I did
scripture
not
on the
know
bottom
that.
of every one of their paper
John
products.
3:16,
Nice.
isn't it?
Yeah.
They do.
Closest one you get to here is Dallas, Texas.
That's right. And they're not coming any further. They said.
No.
No, we googled it,
We did.
forget
They said
you
we're not
people.
expanding beyond Dallas, wasn't it?
and it had something to do with their suppliers, and they want the meat to be fresh.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
think
Like
there's
that.
cows though that on the
Yeah,
beyond
but
the
it has
Mississippi.
something to do. I know, but we
I
read
don't
it.
know. I cannot guarantee
I
there's a
seen
cow.
one driving in.
Yeah, I think there's cows.
Right
over
on
here.
Highway 80.
Next to my house.
There is a reason.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to lobby for them and tell them we got cows over here. We, can get your
we got
supply line.
Christians too.
And it was potatoes because they do fresh potatoes. They only cut them and do them fresh. Why are we talking
I
about?
don't know, but
In-N-Out?
what I would like
hungry.
to. This is what I'd like to know with the ladies. All right.
Oh,
I would really like to know how this experience has been for you since COVID started. Because your two experiences are very different. Teresa's pretty much an empty nest now, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Angie, you still got a house full of kids and a bunch of dogs.
Yes.
Lord,
So
So
let's
who's going
let's-
first? Yeah, let's
I
hear
think-
that.
Go ahead, sis.
for me, it's been pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
Because you ain't had to work, right?
Well, I am working from home. I am in Illuminate, getting all the scheduling done for next year.
Oh, by the way, you got to know what
Work for the
Teresa
school
does. Tell them what you
system.
do. Yeah.
I'm a school secretary at an elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
at a Title I school here in town. So I am helping with all the computer work and all of that. We are hiring new people because this is that time of the year usually where people start moving around different schools all around the parish, or and even go into Caddo or vice versa. So my boss just hired 3 new teachers yesterday, and a new administrative assistant was hired yesterday, and so there's a lot of work that comes with that. A lot of little things that I have to help her do. So
That's
I am
interesting.
working a little bit, but it's on my own schedule, whenever
Right.
I want. So
From
that's
the
good.
house.
From the house, yeah. Got my
And Teresa likes
computer
the house.
office set up. I do like my house. It's great. Yeah, I don't have any kids underfoot. I don't have to worry about homework with anybody.
Yeah.
My sister's
We
tried to
don't
rope me
either.
in a few times.
Don't worry about that. We haven't worried about homework either, have we, Angie?
That's not true. That's not true.
I
Didn't we
think that-
say I'm edgy today?
Yeah, but let's go ahead and keep it real. I mean, let's
Would
don't
you
try
like
to
Is there
sugarcoat
anything
it.
else you'd like to add, Teresa?
Here we go. I feel the engine spool.
Yeah, well, she said, Teresa, is there anything else that you'd like to before I kill my husband?
So I'm good.
Now, have you been nervous though, like about the
Stressed?
COVID?
No, not at all. I'm fine. I mean, I'll wear my little mask when I go into the stores, but I'm not nervous or anxious or anything.
I would agree
that
with
must
that.
be nice.
Yeah, I would say that's true. And
Thank you, John.
Well, the reason I say that
It
is
is
because
true because I said it.
Yeah.
That's-
She's
Learn
always
that.
feisty. She didn't have to wake up with heartburn.
No. Let me clarify what I'm saying because in some prior podcasts, I mentioned some tension in our house over this issue. One of her big character traits is rule following.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we both
So-
married rule followers. Do you think it's ironic that well, you're pretty much a rule follower. Everybody
And he
says
doesn't think the rule is stupid.
I'm big on judging the rule.
He-
Like,
that's
really?
a stupid rule.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
really.
Okay. Anyway, so I just thought it was interesting that we both married rule followers.
The only stress she's probably had is she and I working through negotiating what rule I'm going to follow. Honestly.
Because you're not. She's telling you what.
I
rule
gave
to
up on
follow.
that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
she hadn't quit yet. She's still working on me.
So what do you mean? You don't try to. Look at. Please go to
bad for
YouTube and
video.
watch
Only
that
God
page.
watched the
Yes.
YouTube.
That was wow.
You are 100% a rebel. You don't follow any rule. I get scared to death what's coming out of your mouth most of the time. They've all seen it on our little church thing we do now, our little
Countdown or
This
the
is
pre-service.
our little hosting thing we're doing.
You nervous?
Well, I guess I don't conceal my emotions very well because they've told me, Angie, your eyes, when you said like such and such, your eyes got big. Like, oh my God, what is he
Hey
gonna
man,
say?
I'm just keeping it real, Angie. I'm just trying to be me.
That's okay.
She said,
She goes, I know. 21.
I know. 21 plus years.
Yes.
yes.
Blissful years.
How long y'all
honey.
been married, John Trees? 24.
28.
20
Man, worse.
years.
My
They got married. They were
numbers. I went
babies when they
Southwood.
got
You
married.
you saw I waited on her to answer that.
You're like 20. He looks at her.
20.
I was like,
That was like, how old is
Yeah.
Emma?
This June it'll be 28.
Wow.
What day
It
in
will
June?
be 20.
June 20th.
Yep.
I was born the 18th.
Yes.
Oh man, there's some funny stuff. We can go back to that. They're dating and y'all. Your first date was in my car.
It sure was.
It sure
They
was.
borrowed the old red Civic.
Let me
back in
tell
the
you a
day.
funny quick story about that people might enjoy. So Justin wanted to borrow my truck that weekend. I had a little black truck. So I
don't know what
borrowed his
for.
car. You were hauling something but anyway, so I showed up to her granny's house where she was living in Justin's red Honda.
1990 Honda Civic, tinted windows, boom box.
It was nice.
Yeah.
I think our first date was in that car too.
Yeah.
Might have been.
But here's the trippy part.
I had already been in that
She
car
had been
before.
in that car.
Yeah.
So when it rolled up, she was like, "Why is he here?"
Why is Justin
Justin's
pulling
picking
up?
me up instead.
No, that's because she had been around Open Eyes. Back
That's
in the
right.
day
Yeah.
With Ronnie
I was
Jordan.
friends with Ronnie back in the day, and so before I even met John, I knew Justin.
Yeah.
That's right.
I knew that.
But it was kind of a trippy little twist. Like, I've ridden in that car before.
Yeah.
It had a sound system.
Like, which
though.
brother's
Damn.
picking me up?
Right.
Well, it'll be too late because Ian won't hear this, but that's what we bought Ian for his birthday, his little sounds. We're getting him a little Scott audio.
He'll
gonna
never
hook-
hear this.
He don't listen.
They don't care about us.
Good
They hear enough of us from the house.
He's like, he ain't never gonna hear this. I love you, Ian. Please listen.
Happy birthday to you.
Ashley's listening though. Ashley
Is
listens.
she?
Yeah,
She
Yes.
We love Butters.
laughs. She walks up and like back and forth on the back porch with it in her ear, and she's laughing out loud with nobody around.
That's
she?
because
I
it
love
brings
Butters.
joy. If we're just brings
Yeah.
smiles,
What, the
John.
word
That's
she
all
says
it's
is, "Y'all are
bringing.
just stupid."
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
point. It's the podcast of stupidity. So,
Yeah.
but hey, what's crazy is when you
Yeah.
think about all that. Like, I'm going back to when they were dating and stuff because I was around when they were dating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the funny
And it
part.
was like love, just your
Well,
brother. You never
I
see
mean,
your
like if
brother
they want
that.
all the inside stuff, it was just a different time because now you're looking at 30 years ago. I mean, just
which
about.
is hard to
And 30
believe.
pounds ago.
You still look good too.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
do.
do.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, you ain't
do.
got no. You still got it. It's all good. 30 years. It's just that 30 years ago things were so different.
Yeah.
They were.
You know, it's just so weird to think back on all that. And I remember going. I used to drive. They had a house on McCutcheon,
Yeah.
and I'd go over there, and they were married. I mean, like I was single, and I didn't care, ready to mingle. You know what I'm saying?
I hadn't showed up yet.
Yeah, no, you
No.
hadn't showed up. I mean, we didn't show. I mean, because you got to remember that's basically almost 10 years. They were married 10 years
Before
longer
us.
than us. Yeah, just about. I mean, not
Wow.
exactly, but
Close.
close.
Teresa
So-
was a mere child when they got married.
Yeah.
She
true.
really was.
I was
Yeah.
20, just barely 20 when we got married.
Yeah.
Wow.
18 on our first date. He didn't know how old I was. In line at El Chico's at South Park
This is
Mall.
not-
Oh,
good.
South Park Mall,
We're
Sunday
in line,
Chico's.
and
John
he said,
loves
"By the
South
way, how old are you?" I thought, "Oh, this is over."
You're like, oh,
Thank God she turned 18.
I was legal.
that's
Yeah.
good.
That's a
Yeah.
good
See?
thing. You
I
don't look
was-
too,
Well, but
like
30
How,
years
how
ago.
old? How old were you, John? Because right now
Well,
it sounds very creepy.
I'm 6 years older than her, so I was
Oh, well, that's-
24.
That's not.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, but it's
bad.
not.
That's not that creepy.
Not until it's
Yeah,
your
but
daughter.
Just a few years before. Yeah, true.
No, I'm thinking about my little
Yeah.
baby
Yeah.
Hannah.
Imagine-
She's 18. But
Imagine
she's like
if a
baby.
24-year-old man showed up in your
I'd
driveway.
be like, get out the
Thank you.
driveway.
See, that's
right
why
now.
it's-
Hi, I'm here to pick up Hannah.
No. Y'all think he would butch up?
You would?
Oh, it would be ugly.
You'd be tough.
Hey, but Teresa, you can
Sometimes
verify
the
this.
tough comes out.
You can verify this story, but first time you saw me, what happened?
Okay, so I was working at Brookshire's Bakery.
You threw up?
That is such a rotten brother thing
Wow.
to say. Scott, you're off the hook today. It's his brother.
Wow.
Hey!
This is not right.
Your head's so red. Are you going to stroke out?
That's pretty good.
He tickled himself.
He's crying.
I had to get it out.
It's hot in here.
So let's move on.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was working at Brookshire's Bakery
Over on, yeah,
Kings Highway,
Kings Highway.
and John was working at the Eckards that was across the street.
Right.
So he would come into the bakery. Well, the very first day that he came in, I saw him and I had a strange feeling come over me, and I thought, "What in the world?" So I waited on him, and then
Nausea.
when we then when he left, I just watched him walk away, and I looked up at heaven. I was like, "What? God's gonna be my husband one day or something?" And then I just continued off my work, but I never forgot
spirit
that
was
moment
moving.
and that feeling. Exactly. Yeah. So that was
That's
God
Rick
going,
Springfield.
"Yup."
Don't walk away. That's
Yeah.
Rick Springfield.
Isn't that crazy? And then how long before he asked you out? He got up the
It
nerve.
was quite a while. In
It took
fact,
a while.
in fact,
Were
Justin
you
Open
scared?
Eyes Band had a concert at the Highland Church around the
remember.
corner, and I was working that evening. Got off my shift, changed clothes in the bathroom at the grocery store, and then went around the corner. I know, right? Then went around the corner to the church to go to the concert. Well, I didn't know that Justin and John were brothers at the time. I just knew John was the guy from across the street who would come in and get a burger and some sweet tea.
You didn't see
So-
the resemblance.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So then I see him at the place, and he's like, "Hey, hamburger lady." You know,
Ooh, what a pickup line.
Hey, hamburger lady.
Way to go, Magnet.
I say that to every
Shake.
fast food restaurant I go to.
hamburger lady. What do you say?
That's not my
It
best
worked,
line.
okay?
No, you
it
in-
worked.
You interested?
You had the
So
Holy
I was
Spirit on
excited
your
to
side.
see him there because I thought, okay, well, he's at this concert. I'm assuming he's a Christian. So the next morning,
That was a bad assumption.
Yeah, true.
Wrong on that one.
Oh, he was.
I
Thankfully.
gotta shed this jacket.
He's done got
John's
worked up,
sweating.
Scott.
So when he came in the next morning when I was working, we talked about the concert, and he said, my brother is in that band. And I said, well, who's your brother? He said, Justin, the lead singer. And I just looked at him like, oh my gosh.
The one on the stage.
Isn't that crazy?
And then I could see it. And
You're
so then we
welcome.
started
See, so
talking
Open
more.
Eyes brought y'all together,
Well,
too.
you really get
Pretty
more
much.
credit than she's even saying.
Amen.
Because the reason I didn't move in sooner and ask her out is because I thought she was taken.
Ah.
No, we're
Yeah.
just friends.
Yep. So I asked you, and then you gave me the intel. Said no, I don't think they're seeing each other. And I was like,
You said, see? I was trying to hook y'all up.
And do you remember the line I used on you? Better than hamburger
Okay.
lady.
Hey,
Yeah, so
hamburger
then-
lady.
So he comes into the bakery, and it has been kind of flirty a little bit, So he comes in and goes, "Hey, I'm looking for something sweet." So I said,
Oh,
I'm
God.
sorry. I got creeper all
That's
over.
creeper. Hey, hamburger lady. Do you have any
sweets?
sweets back there?
Like a peppermint.
Maybe like a icing for my cake.
So I said, "Well, what do you have in mind?" And he said, "How much are you?"
Oh, man, he's like a man. This is weird, man.
Hold on.
About as smooth as a Brillo pad right
That
there.
in 2020
Yeah,
would
I don't
not
think-
be PC.
I think
That'd be the
that's,
hashtag me
no,
too.
that's
That's
not
right.
good. No bueno.
But luckily, it was 1991.
That's
That's
right.
right. So I quickly came back and said, dinner and a movie.
Ooh. And he
And then-
said,
And then we went out.
he
Like
said
that
no.
week,
Then
showed
it
up
was
in
kind
a
of like
red
that.
Honda.
Are you serious? Yeah, are you serious? Yeah, are you serious? Is this happening?
It's on.
It's on.
Yeah,
Boy, that's it right there.
And that
I
was
just
it.
realized. So what year did you get married?
92.
And we got married in 98.
28 years since 1992.
We're old.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 20.
We're real old. You're not quite as old.
I'm not
Right.
quite as old, but still though, I was in middle school.
Oh, sorry. Speaking
Maybe.
to the heart.
No, in 92? Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so 92, I had,
probably-
I don't guess when y'all, I hadn't left for
I was in
Nashville. What, you, what,
Oh. Okay, so you had been to Nashville and came back. Here's how
For the
I
mo-
know
yeah.
that because we all lived in the same apartment complex.
oh, yeah. Well, but Terry took
Mom.
over my apartment for a while I was in Nashville, too.
Yeah,
Seen-
Mom
thank
lived
you,
in
Terry.
it. Justin lived in it. I lived in it, and then she moved in with me, and we lived in it.
That's right.
All in the same complex.
So we just knew we was just a family around around the corner in the hood.
In the hood.
I mean,
Yeah. You got
was a
hood roots. I
Yes.
like it.
We definitely got hood roots. There ain't no doubt
all
about
right.
that.
Yeah,
28 years ago.
yeah. But switching gears to you guys, I remember when you first mentioned Angie.
Yeah, you kind of hooked me up too, didn't you? We kind of helped each other
yes,
out.
we did.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, we did. Because Angie, the first time you and I met each other
Mm-hmm.
was in a People Sharing Jesus
Class.
workshop.
Oh, you was learning to be a little Christian sharing
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Goodnesses.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
you
I had just creeped out of the bar scene.
Amen. It's all right. You were still learning. You were learning how to share Jesus.
I was.
Yeah, it was a good class.
It was a good class.
And then I said,
And I'd
Hey.
see you back there, and we'd always say hi to each other.
yeah, I was back there working.
Yeah, you were
In
back
the
there with the
student-
student ministry. I didn't even know what that was yet.
You didn't. But you didn't grow
Yeah,
up.
because
with
the classroom was right next door to your office, where the little workshop was. So
Yeah.
that was kind of a divine appointment.
it. I can say amen on that, brother.
That's right.
See? There you go.
Well, we are definitely both blessed. I can tell you that.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, you took care of us.
Because we don't deserve either
No.
one of these wives.
No, y'all had to put up with us. We know that. Thank y'all.
Yeah, so
Yes,
so I
thank
was
you.
saying, speaking about putting up with them, did you have the briefcase of anything to bring in here, like full of?
Well, I
Full of
didn't bring a
problems?
briefcase, but I did make notes in a note.
Oh,
There's a lot there, too.
We
Wow.
may be double podcasting
Oh, I love
this. What-
Teresa.
Hey, we have no time limit. We can go.
Talk
Oh, we
all
do have a
on.
time limit. Yeah. We,
So
Oh
here's
my
what I
gosh.
told John I thought you guys needed.
Yes.
I follow a podcast called The Bible Binge.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's Knox and Jamie, and they go through different books of the Bible. They're hilarious.
Okay.
So y'all look that up and listen
Really
to
good.
them. Well, what they have at the end of their session is something called the Gentle Rebuke. So there's this lady named Erin.
this is going to be too much.
Gentle rip.
The gentle rebuke. So what Erin does is she comes on at the end and she applauds them for things that they did great on the show. She gives them a little more history. She's more the theologian, so she gives them some of the details of
Yes.
scripture and history and background.
Not
and
been
then,
our strong suit on this podcast.
And then she also will say, "Okay, now this part really wasn't quite right. You were kind of off track
Was it,
on this."
were you going to
kind
talk
of
about the midgets from last week when I talked
Oh
about it in
my
the passage? They were spooky midgets in the Passion of Christ, Angie. And if you look it up, I'm telling you, they freaked me out. That dude was floating around looking at Jesus.
I hope there's a Google image for spooky midgets.
But
You look it
can't
up, you'll
say
see
that.
it. I can. It happened.
I don't think that's PC.
Well, we're
But
not.
I will
Go
say
ahead,
it
gentle
was
rebuke,
spooky.
gentle rebuke, gentle rebuke.
It doesn't have to be so gentle.
Just pick something.
All
Oh,
right,
she's
so-
got them by date.
I do.
I've never seen this.
Well,
so.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, this
Well,
could
first,
be problematic.
Your first one on the financial stuff, that was so informative, very good. I
Oh.
applaud y'all on that. It was fantastic.
Oh, it's like a
And
a
the-
sandwich.
and the
Good
giving.
and bad then good.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The giving options when y'all did that was great too.
Well,
Where
let's just
things
brag on
kinda
them. Hold on,
went crazy.
hold on. Let's just brag on
Yeah.
them for doing that. Since it was on giving, though, people have
Oh
been
my
very generous,
God.
and we're
Yes.
still very thankful.
Yeah, we've said it before, but if you're listening and you're a contributor to the church,
Yes.
you rock.
Yes, and they're taking
Yes.
care of us. We had somebody make a donation when we did Katie Bug Friday night. That was very, very nice. But people are very, very helpful. And I got to say this before we move on. I was bad mouthing in some ways. I kind of came back Come on, give me.
Because I coached you back.
That's fine, but that's what accountability is, John.
Yes, sir.
It's just
Iron
friendship.
sharpens iron is what we say in our house. That's what I say to you.
Iron sharpens.
I don't know that I've heard that a lot,
Wow.
but maybe it is.
I said that to you like a week or so ago.
Okay.
I think he
Once.
kind of looked at me like, "What?" Did
I
you
mean, I
just-
know the scripture
Okay,
reference.
let's
I mean,
move
I'm a
this is
Christian. I do
good.
know what you're talking about. I'm
Okay,
just
so
saying.
anyway,
I'm just
accountability.
going to go back to, but Jason, one of our friends who's in the insurance business, he actually contributed this week and was a pretty sizable contribution because he was just like, man, I love what y'all do. I'm very thankful for you. And he was making, and I just want to,
Did he hear the podcast?
probably not.
I'm thinking,
Oh no. He may call that contribution
That's
back.
I better
Greg,
cash that check
Greg
real
Austin
quick.
and Jason, but they were very, very thankful. So we were just, but he and his wife are battling COVID, so they're at home right now. So he was just thankful that we were out trying to help people and encourage people.
Yep.
And I said, don't listen to the podcast.
He won't. Don't worry.
Yeah, he won't.
So back to your,
Sorry, I was just making sure I bragged on him
Yeah,
and
that's
thanked
right,
him.
that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was noticing in my notes, things kind of went off rails with the COVID-19.
Oh,
Yes,
like
that was.
Everything
the
went off
silliness, like
You
came
gotta
on up.
you gotta be able to function some way. You gotta be able to. Everybody's got different ways to handle the crisis.
right.
Yes.
Well, you know, I love dolphins, but I will never look at dolphins the same after y'all.
Yeah,
Podcast
that was a
on the
long
dolphins.
discussion.
But
Yeah.
you love dolphins.
I do.
I know. There's nothing wrong
They're
with
like
that,
the
Scott.
dogs of the sea.
Yes.
Isn't it chicken of the sea? No,
No.
Oh, that would be tuna.
Tuna, that's right.
It is
Never-
chicken of the sea.
Yeah.
That's
Tuna
the
is.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a dolphin.
No,
though.
you
do
don't eat
think
dolphins.
That
They're
was
dolphin
Jessica
free.
Doesn't
Simpson.
yeah? Doesn't tuna sea have a dolphin?
Tuna sea?
Tuna of the sea? No, chicken of the sea. Doesn't it have a dolphin mascot though?
No, I think it's a tuna.
It's
Oh.
well, what you're remembering is they're saying tuna-free chicken of the sea. They don't catch dolphins when they're catching tuna.
You mean
Tuna free chicken of the sea?
Dolphin-free.
Dolphin free?
Dolphin.
I don't think so,
tuna
man.
free
Oh,
chicken?
Good.
Tuna free
Dolphin
chicken of the
free.
sea. They only catch dolphins.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Okay, go ahead.
all
man.
right.
Sorry.
Moving on.
I'm just like,
Look, she can't
You need
see.
some
I
readers?
got my readers.
No, this is
Yeah, I
awesome.
understand. Here.
Hold
Oh,
on.
yeah.
This
She's
is
got to get her
great.
readers. That's what y'all making
Let
fun
me
of my
see.
big
Happens
eyes.
in your late
That-
40s.
Just put them off your nose like you do. You don't have to keep taking them on and off.
We do,
Age
too.
is just kicking my bottom right
Yeah, I
now.
understand. That was good. You geared that down. Thank you.
Yes, my bottom. Let's see. Johnny Walker Red.
Hey, it may have saved me. May have very well kept me from being into trouble. So,
Yes.
hey, you never know.
You never
There's a
know.
first time for everything.
Yeah. This Square to Spare. I'm just like bringing up some of those quotes
Yes,
from the
that was the
last-
toilet paper.
That was
Oh,
the paper when
yeah.
y'all were talking about the Square
Right.
to
Share
Spare.
your code, which I was against, because that was
Share
the
your
that
code.
was the Netflix streaming codes.
Well, hold on. Can I give an update on that? So we got really excited. Still COVID. We're restricted. We have no internet in Benton.
Well, we have
Come
internet, but it's muy slow.
on. That means very slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we've not had it in 5 years we've been out there.
Yeah.
So we got a hotspot. We got that. We thought we had it solved and everything. AT&T sends us an exciting newsletter. I mean, we were
Oh,
excited.
yeah. Multiple newsletters.
Yeah, like, guess what? You have internet, and it's going to be better than ever, faster,
Yeah.
cheaper. Ooh, we were excited.
We even got like a little
So we call them.
code special.
Oh, a code special. I called them in and said, we want it. Bring it on out. The nicest little gentleman came out.
Loved him.
He's a pastor in South Shreveport. So he comes in, and so we'd have talk church and all that stuff. But then he breaks it to us gently. You don't work. It won't work here.
Oh, that's horrible.
He said I was driving down Crouch Road, and when
My
it kind of
kids
took
were-
a deep turn, I was like, ooh. I
All
don't
my
know if it's
kids
gonna
were
work
excited. They're like, we're going to be able to watch. Yes.
I was
yes.
getting ready to stream. Well,
Tiger.
Well, I
Tiger
wanna-
King.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard. I hadn't seen it yet.
God may have protected
Oh, you
us.
gotta
Yeah.
watch.
I know. Everybody says we
I'm
hadn't
not
seen
putting
it
my
yet.
mind in
Yeah.
that.
So, but this guy was so nice, but he's
We
like,
loved him so much.
no,
It was worth
just
the
why-
visit.
not gonna work.
He loved
Why
Jesus.
couldn't it?
They say we still don't. They can't reach
He
us.
said, even though it's like a mile and a half away from here, you got all these trees, and it kind of dips down right in our area. So he said,
Why?
however,
Hold on a second though. How does your phone work? There's
I don't
trees
know.
around. That don't make no
I
sense
don't
to me.
know because one
We
of my
go
fa-
down a hill. I mean, you can talk on your phone. They supposedly were going to put a big antenna out on the house.
Antenna.
Yep. And it would boost your signal so that you could have
Yeah.
AT&T wireless internet.
Sounds good.
And I was, yes, put
We
that
were
antenna
so
wherever you want
excited.
it. And he said, no, ain't going to work. I'm just still.
We don't have AT&T at our house either. Our neighbors do. The lines stop at our neighbor's house,
Yeah,
so we
we're
cannot get
one
AT&T.
house
We're
away
stuck
from
with
it.
Suddenlink.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't
We
even
would-
don't even
them.
get her started on Suddenlink.
We
See,
wish
now
we
you
could
may
have
have Suddenlink
Suddenlink.
listeners, guys.
yeah.
We wish
This
we
is
had
like
it.
State Farm. Do I need to
That's
keep you
true.
our
Well,
insurance
let me just
agents?
say that I
Not
love
State Farm.
I'm going to
That'd be
help
nice.
you here because we loved Suddenlink when we were over here in town.
Yeah, but they don't
Now
like
they
it
don't
now.
go out as far as we live now.
So
Well.
you know what they say? You got to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah, so we
So-
have DirecTV. We pay a lot of money
She said, no, I
to
don't.
have our phones, but
See,
our
we don't
internet
have
is slow.
anything.
You think you could put the antenna in a tree and that would help?
Well, he.
I
had
bet he
if
didn't
you-
want to climb that tree.
Well, I mean, if you can put it on
probably
a house,
not
you
in
put it
his,
on a tree.
probably not in his repertoire to climb trees.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, well.
I'm just trying to solve problems.
Yeah.
Is he
He
wearing
just said-
climbing boots?
He
No.
just said
Okay.
no,
He's a
but
pastor.
try back in 2 weeks.
That's-
they're
What's going
always-
to change?
Come
in
on,
two
no,
weeks?
you
what's-
He
can't
what's
said,
have all
they're,
your-
Whoa, whoa.
he said they're always updating, adding sections, boosting signals. Like literally, one of my best friends, Melissa, she lives even farther out than I do, and they kept telling her they'd come out and they'd check. They'd say, "Sorry, you're not getting it yet," like 4 times.
Look how serious. Angie, this is going to take a little pause. She's serious about this.
Yeah, and then she said she called when her neighbor got it, and she was like, "How'd you get it?" And she called. They came back out, and bam, she's got it. She said, "We've just been binging."
You got to be tenacious, Angie.
That's right.
I
We're
will,
not
2
giving up.
weeks,
All right, come
put it
on,
on the
Teresa.
calendar.
You closed your book.
Yeah,
It's
go
too
back to
early
your
for
book.
that.
Oh, we
Dolphins.
Right, yeah,
we worked on
dolphins.
that. Midgets.
the-
We're
yes,
apologizing
oh
for that.
gosh. The whole deal with the
Oh, hold on. This is what happened. I gave them this update, but the podcast didn't get the update. Okay, so we're talking about Passion of the Christ. I told y'all this the other day in the office. Watched a little special from the time Passion of the Christ. We did that for Easter, and then we kind of came back. I don't think I talked about this last time, did I? I'm pretty sure I
No.
didn't. Okay, so Jim Caviezel, I went and looked up on the interwebs out there at the office because I don't have it at the house, and he told stories of how he almost died on that set. And he was struck by lightning twice while he was on the cross. And the producer was struck by lightning all in the same time frame while they were on the cross. But what was crazy is in the midst of all that, they had the cross in a, how do you say it? Oh, in a concrete while they were filming
Like a
it.
footing.
Like a footing. And the wind coming out of the canyon made the cross like rock back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and all that stuff. So he said he thought he was going to die, that it was going to break and he was going to fall on his, So they filmed it, and for 5 weeks they filmed this. He said 5 weeks they went on and on and on. Well, when it finally got done, Mel Gibson was like, I think I got it. Everything's good, So they go back and watch it, and Jim's like, thank God that's over. I've been struck by lightning. The cross was about to break. The wind was, I'm done with that. Mel looks at it and says, no, I don't like any of the shots. And they're all, the whole film crew and everybody's like,
5 weeks.
5 weeks of our life. We've already shot this. We've gone through this. And Jim had to have one eye covered, so he had massive migraines because he had to keep that
Yeah, have you
prosthetic
seen
or
his-
whatever on his eye
yeah.
and blah, 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 blah. So Jim was like, no, you can't be serious. He says, Jim, remember this. And this is a powerful statement and a spiritual statement.
Yeah.
He said, it is never about the cross. If you take your eyes off of Jesus, we miss the whole point of the cross. We're reshooting the whole thing. I want Jesus to be the focus. It ain't about the cross. Reshoot it.
He even said, "My Jesus." Didn't
Yeah, he said, my Jesus will be the focus. Reshoot the whole thing.
I said, "There you go."
And I was like, that is a powerful, Jim said still to this day, he goes, that's one of the most powerful moments in my life. Because I was focused on me and focused on,
His
hey, it
discomfort.
looked cool. The cross looked great. I mean, we got the shot. And he said, if it distracts from Jesus, then we miss the whole point. And I was
Wow.
like, so all that to say, they are filming number 2 currently. They are working
so
on
excited.
that.
I know,
So
me
Jim
too.
actually came back and said that it will be the best movie that he thinks, in his opinion, ever, based on what Mel Gibson's take on it is. He said, I have seen and I'm working on it, and he is in it. Jim is still Jesus. So very interesting. I'm just giving you just
But when
plethora of
I don't know
information
if
there.
it was.
Scott.
Plethora.
It was one of the biggest grossing films of all time, wasn't
It
it?
Yeah,
was.
but I think he thinks
It
this
was.
one's going to be bigger.
And didn't it go from like the time of the cross to Easter Sunday, like
think
those
so.
3 days of him
That's
being
what the rumor
down?
is.
The
that it's
rumor.
the 3 days.
Yeah, the rumor is. But I don't really fully know. I think
But Angie, it was the highest. Excuse me.
it's an emotional,
Wow,
John.
yeah.
It was the highest grossing R-rated movie. And the reason is because so many Christians went when they don't typically go to R-rated movies. Back at that time, that was like a unprecedented event.
Yeah.
Taboo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
that
a
was,
powerful movie still. I love to watch it every year.
Still. only
That's
seen
why
it
it got
once.
me on the podcast.
Well, you were
'cause
about
I
to
came
say
in.
something, babe, from your sheet. You said, and then there was the.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I had to get into. I had to make sure I update. This is what people want to know.
Well, what I was gonna say just seems so stupid compared to that.
That don't
That's all right.
That's
we
okay.
we take right and left
yeah.
turns all
Going
the
from
time.
from Jesus on the cross
Yeah.
to the bunny den,
Yeah.
the bunny
Oh,
burrows.
the bunny
Yeah,
holes.
Remember those?
But, well, we got updates on that. We've had no more bunnies.
We have a bunny.
We do.
Oh, yes, it comes in the woods. It just pops right out and eats little grass right
That's-
in,
he's
in the
happy
yard.
there.
Is it a baby?
No.
No, it's
Big
a
bunny.
Mama
big
bunny.
bunny. Big
Well,
mama
you have
bunny.
foxes too, so
We do.
Yeah.
Got 3 ducks. That
Yeah,
walk
you're in
the
the
front yard.
wildlife.
I took a picture of the ducks this morning. They were walking down the street.
See?
That's where my goose
Oh,
came
I love
from.
wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't really have any of that right now.
No.
Thank God.
Well, I bought Teresa for her birthday a game camera.
Yes.
All right.
Good,
And
good.
let's
This year or
talk
last
about
year?
this game.
What have you? What have
Let's
you
talk
caught?
about what you've
The
captured.
only game I've caught on it is my daughter's boyfriend.
Sneaking in,
No.
John.
Apparently, I haven't quite figured this thing out. I'm not a hunter. I've never been a
Yeah.
woods guy. I just live with woods behind
But you
me.
are J. Michael, the photographer. So
Yeah,
this is a
but
camera thing.
This isn't translating to this technology.
So we have rigged this thing. We're trying to catch whatever is eating the corn during the night. Because we put corn out for the squirrels and we see them during the day. But sometimes at night, and I'm sure it's a raccoon.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I
probably
want to
so.
see
You hope.
him. Yeah, true.
I hope it's like a panther.
Ew, no, you don't.
Hey, all right. So hold on. So
It's black.
I'm glad you bring that up.
Yeah.
So Joel Krausen, just a couple of weeks ago, before we were COVID restricted, he comes up to me and he says, "Man, let me show you something." Pulls up his camera, on his phone, and somebody that has a game camera in about Minden area, Black Panther on it.
We've heard
Yeah.
that there's
Yeah.
one somewhere around Dogwood.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like, you know.
But
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you, he was
Sasquatch,
mangy
Bigfoot,
looking
or
too,
what?
son. He wasn't no pretty Black Panther like the
Right.
one I seen on the screen. This
Yeah.
guy was mangy.
It was a number of years ago, but you could hear a big cat like screaming out in the woods. Yeah,
Are
not
you
like
sure
a.
it wasn't a fox?
No, we know
We
that
know
sound.
the fox sound.
Have y'all
That's
heard
a
that?
weird sound,
Ashley
dude.
says
That
What
that's
does a
terrifying.
fox say? Oh no, you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about
fox
the real.
Sounds
sounds
like
like
a
a scream
woman.
like a woman.
It
That's
does.
what
It sounds like a woman in
Terrifying
distress.
when you don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little different.
a
Than
little
that.
different than that, Scott, but close.
Scared me to death first time I heard
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So Angie, you haven't had to talk. You haven't got to talk about your home life right now.
Are you finished with your notebook? Teresa, we want to give you your time.
Well, at one point, I would like to discuss Sons of Thunder. But
Oh yeah,
can
we'll
wait.
get in. We'll
Sons
come
of
back around
Thunder.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
That was
Y'all
that was
don't want that
Ashley's
first?
request. She
you
said
go
that.
ahead, do Sons of Thunder. We'll get to me. It's nothing exciting in my house.
Oh, it is. We hear stories.
Oh, do y'all?
I don't know what they're. Don't look at me.
I haven't
Angie.
listened to the podcast in 2 weeks. I don't know what you're saying.
That's a problem. Can't
Well,
defend
honey,
yourself.
No,
I listen to it as soon as it comes out.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
Mainly-
really enjoy it though. Normally I do. I don't know why I haven't. I just
That's why you got heartburn. You have no
Yeah.
I need to-
relax. This is
I need
relax.
my
You have
I need
no
my,
relax.
I need my 5%.
Yeah, you need 5%
I need my
content.
5% content.
95%
yeah.
is
helps. So
nonsense.
there's 95%
Yeah,
enough of
nonsense.
everything else.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely our percentages have gone down.
Yes.
I agree. Since
But
COVID.
it's COVID, guys. They're not caring about a whole lot of anything. There's enough information out there.
Okay.
There's too much.
I mean,
But
There's a lot.
I want the 3 women listening out there
Okay.
to know how these 2 women are doing in this crisis.
Speaking of women, I know that Susan watches or listens, and
oh yeah, she's one of our
I
favorite.
love her. She's
yeah,
awesome.
she's like waiting for it to
Yeah,
come.
Yeah.
we're thankful, Susan.
We're thankful that
Susan?
you.
Susan who?
It's
Well, I don't know.
actually Donnie and
Let's,
Lisa's good
should
friend.
they say Carl's wife? Is
Carl's
how
wife.
she's to be deemed, I think.
Yeah, you don't even call it Susan. It's Carl's wife.
Carl's wife. Excuse me. Anyway, okay. So at our house, what's going on? A lot of sleeping
Yeah.
from our children. A lot of tick-tocking.
Don't look at me. I'm not there. I'm at
What
work.
else? Dogs. We have 4, which everybody knows full well.
How much do you love them, though?
Oh God, I love them so much. For the first couple weeks until we had our come to Jesus meeting about speaking positive over them.
Who had that meeting?
You did.
Because we were why? Because it was getting a little negative around the house.
Well, I was going negative, okay, because I have 3 teenagers, which they're fine. They're good kids. We fuss about it, but they're really
They're
good
not
kids.
listening.
No, it don't matter. You can be honest. If you don't like them,
I
say
They're
it.
love,
not listening.
I love my children.
If you don't like
they
'em,
are
say
good
it.
kids. I love them. You may not remember how old they are, but
Oh.
You don't want me to say what I
I
really want to say.
woke up with a headache.
What I was going to say,
And
but I
heartburn.
remember making them. That was probably not appropriate.
No.
I remember them being born.
Oh.
I do remember all them little baby. And Ian, speaking of his birth,
Mm-hmm.
it was a little traumatic. The cord was wrapped around his neck.
Oh yeah, he came
Yeah.
out. He was like blue.
Blue.
Oh, my God.
Kind of miraculous.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of
Our
prayer
doctor
over
though,
him.
he
Though.
didn't miss a beat. I mean, he
No,
just
waterfall's
whoop,
good.
whoop, whoop, took it off and just laid him on my chest. I'm
He
like,
let me cut the cord on all of them or whatever. He said, "Come on in here, brother." You know,
Yeah.
we cut them all. But I remember he got real serious when that
Yeah.
happened.
Does he moonlight as a pastor?
He's very
He
much a
loves
pastor.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Very, very.
prayed-
Nobody
he-
says
he-
brother.
Oh,
he
he
prays
does.
over me. Well, he has the last couple of times. I just went in just for my little regular
Well,
visit.
hello, brother.
He goes, "Can I pray for you?" I cry every time. He's the best.
Yes, he's sweet.
I was
You're so
crying all
tenderhearted.
night.
That would be
Have you
Dr.
cried
McMahon.
any during COVID-19?
Oh, I'm emotional.
Remember, Justin talked about her crying.
I
because
know,
of
I'm just
60
trying to-
Minutes.
I'm just baiting the
I know,
hook.
but we
Yeah.
discussed this. I explained it last time I was
We
here.
did. That's right.
Yeah.
That's just the way I'm wired.
I
But
understand.
speaking of 60 Minutes, we're going to
I'm
come back to our
tenderhearted.
family in a minute, but we're speaking of 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
This week, the irony is, okay, I talked about it on Sunday, that in the end times, Jesus referred to being a lack of food.
Yeah.
And growing up, I don't remember that being focused on. I don't. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I think they scared the hell out of us, but that's a whole nother issue. But I don't remember anybody going like,
Yeah.
man, there'll be a food shortage. Well, in 60 Minutes, they had the World Kitchen Relief, I think is what it is. It's a chef that has gone to Puerto Rico and all these places during all this crisis. But he had a very, very powerful talk in his explanation of and a way to solve the problem, which to brag on like Bojack's is one example. He was just saying that it's a very simple problem to solve because it can be done easily, but the problem is no one really wants to think outside the box to make that done.
Yeah.
But what his idea is, for all of the meals that need to be provided, you just hire all the restaurants to do that.
Yeah.
So that you immediately put all those employees back to work. You put the food supply gets back in, and so that's what he's been working on. But if you got time, look it up because it really is fascinating in his
Tell him again what it's called to look up.
60 Minutes. It's a big show on Sunday night.
Thought you were talking about the World Kitchen, Justin.
Yeah, but it is. It's this past week. I don't know. I don't remember the name.
Dang.
Hey,
I didn't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's like
The organization that's
that.
done
It's
it.
World Kitchen
I saw
something.
that about to
relief.
happen.
I don't really know exactly what it is, but World Kitchen something or another.
Okay.
But here's why I say this. It's just interesting to me. The best organization making the biggest impact as far as Christians that I can see would be Samaritan's Purse.
Yeah.
It seems like Franklin and them really are really good,
Good at it.
at solving the problem and being engaged in real issues. Why I say that, we had come off of a Wednesday night event where our people were scared to go drop a card off to thank a grocery store worker.
Yeah.
We were encouraging, like, hey, you need to go and just thank these people. His point was, in this guy, which I didn't know because I'm watching it after. So if I'd have seen it before, I probably would have used it in the message, but I didn't. It was after. His whole point was the risk that these people are taking to get you your food is very much overlooked, really. There's a little reference to it every once in a while. Everybody's like, oh, I really appreciate you doing this. But he was showing, and they were talking about how close we are to world issues when that stops. So, like we all joke, you looking for your cotton nail, or we're looking for our food, or what's going to go on. Imagine if you go and there is no one to show up to check you out. There is no one to stock the shelf. There is no one to provide the food. All of a sudden, it really does go to a next level of crisis. And so his point was, and again, not knowing that we had talked about it, not knowing that it was in the message or not what's going on, you please remember and be kind to these people and remember to encourage them and
Yeah.
to thank them. I only say that is because, like with Samaritan's Purse, when the city of New York calls them and lets them set up in Central Park, the Christians are a part of solving the problem.
Yeah.
So my hope, my desire is that instead of sitting back and going, man, that's tough, I hate to hear that, I'm praying for that, is that we would engage in actively solving that problem to whatever degree that is.
Yeah.
So in the end, according to what I'm really believe and you see, is I think that's where it gets serious for Jesus. He's like, man, I appreciate that y'all know a lot and I appreciate this going on, but when you read like Matthew 25, which we'll focus on a little this week, it's really not a joke. So it's kind of like, okay, what are you doing for the hungry? What are you doing for these people who are thirsty? What is your personal involvement or sacrifice to make that happen? And to me, I go, I don't know that I'm doing enough, or that I need to be better, or I need to be more actively involved in that. So when I see a non-Christian kicking my tail, it ought to wake us up a little bit.
Yeah.
When you see that a non-Christian, so you have a chance in the end, say that it is the end times,
Yeah.
say this is it, and you have non-Christians out-serving you and out-sacrificing and out-giving you. And so all of a sudden the enemy goes, hey, here's my way to do it. I'll just make you look foolish. I'll make you look like you really don't even really care. I'll make you look like you don't really even put any money where your mouth is. I'll just make you look as bad as you really are, where I'm going back to put the focus on a Bo who's going, dude, I got to find out a way to put my restaurant to go feed these nursing workers or whatever. I'm like, dude, you need to celebrate that.
Yeah.
Or if it's Paul Reeser going, hey, man, I want to do the Sonic and I'm going to give away free drinks to every nursing, person or every first responder, whatever. You got to celebrate that, because as the Christians, those are ways that we can be known and make Christ known in the crisis, as opposed to sitting back and going, it'll all work out. I want to make sure I'm covered. I want to make sure I'm good. So, sorry, I went off on a soapbox, but I'm going back to, I sat there watching Sunday night going, they're not, I don't know if they're believers or not. It's not talked about, doesn't appear to be.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we need to be leading that charge somehow, some way. So that's why I'm proud of y'all, us, for going to do the food bank thing, for getting out of your comfort zone a little. Because here's the crazy part. Somebody's got to do it. So somebody, if you don't do it, like we were talking about, the food bank was looking at us going, we don't have a plan if you don't volunteer.
Yeah.
So like if you think that these people are going to get fed without you, you're wrong. There's no one coming. We don't have the volunteers to do it. We don't have the money to do it. So that you're a part of that, I'm like going, good. And that's why I was talking about Sunday morning, that Central, is it Central Baptist where Lauren worked? I can't remember.
Freedom Church?
Freedom Church, I'm sorry. Used to be
Used to be
Central. Yeah.
Central.
Well, watch that chair.
Your
So-
chair.
Yeah,
was just broken.
That's all right. But I'm going, like, they were feeding people. They had a little car line one day, and that one day a week there. And I'm like going, yeah, good job, Freedom. We've got to, as a group of believers, understanding that at this time, it's a big deal. It's a huge responsibility to kind of go, how can we actively be involved in solving that problem? And I don't know if we will get better at it, or if it's a test that Jesus is going, all right, let's see where you're at. Now, again, across the world, I think we're putting some money towards like Africa and Haiti and Honduras and all these other places, because you think we got it bad here. Imagine going into a third world country where the money's cut off and things are going on. So I just challenge him to, speak on the 5% of content as we get back into the reality of where we should be.
Yeah, because this segue here is going to fit real nice.
Okay.
Because it's my understanding, Angie, that tomorrow in your household, there's something happening that's never happened in your house before that's going to be on Facebook Live.
What?
What?
Am I getting my hair cut tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
How did that go from food to
that-
getting my-
Because
Wow.
you said if whoever don't do it, it don't get done.
Right.
So a crisis. This is no joke. Like Sammy San Angelo is in my life group. Gary Dooley has cut his hair his entire adult life. Mm-hmm. He looks like a hippie right now.
You got to be
He's
free,
got
son.
good hair, too.
I mean, he's got good hair, and it's like it's the
Big.
Bee Gees. He's back
Yes.
to 1976.
Work it,
Yeah.
Sammy.
I'm jealous. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna
oh,
lie,
I
man.
know.
But you're actually gonna get your hair cut by your wife.
Is it tomorrow? I
It's
didn't
tomorrow.
know. Is it?
I guess it's tomorrow.
I guess
Yeah.
it is.
You've never cut his hair?
No. I'll go.
I cut John's like every other
Yeah, mine's
week.
a little simpler.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
She's
No.
going to try to look and see how to handle that.
I'm gonna do me a little YouTube search.
Yeah. So we'll see.
To-
But that's
You're
just
gonna
an
do a
example
Facebook
of
Live, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. It is like they're out of work. They don't know.
I mean, that's something people don't think about. Is
no. Well,
I'm a do-it-yourselfer anyway, just about anything. So
my hair is a little
except
different.
for your hair,
Yeah.
I've been doing my hair. I got some sun in. That's how my roots.
Yeah,
are
she had some
blonde.
thinning going on,
It's back though.
and you did good. I was going to go back to though. What did we say? Was it last night on the evening news where that girl stuck her head out the window and said, "Look
Oh
at
my
my
gosh.
roots."
Well, first of all, all my friends have been calling me like, my roots are atrocious. Like, what are we gonna do?
I
Yes.
just went ahead and got the little box and did it.
That's what I'm
myself.
telling my friends. I'm like, go get a box. Big
Yes.
deal. You know.
They
It's-
have
you
them
can
at
fix it later.
Ollie's, by the way. I bought you
Yeah.
some stuff at Ollie's before.
Yeah, some root cover.
Dirt cheap.
Always.
Well, they-
I have a different name for that
It's
place.
same thing for drugstores, just discounts.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not
I would
gonna say it.
rather.
I'm just. There's a lot of Ollie employees out
I
there.
will
They're
just say
working
that
service.
I-
just
no
like insurance
problem.
agents.
Yes, right.
Yes.
They're good and all.
Yeah.
I've
I'm just
been
saying
to
that-
Ollie's once, and it was traumatic.
Oh no, it's great. I love
Oh
it.
gosh, I love a discount store.
But
so.
this, what I'm saying is that hair product. It was substantially cheaper
it was
than
like $1.99.
what you buy at your regular place. Same product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you. And then our daughter went through. Speaking of pink
Okay,
hair,
So I heard she has pink hair.
Yeah,
she
I'm
doesn't
talking about
anymore. It went back
fuchsia.
last night. She put it all blonde last night.
Yeah, but
She's bored.
we pulled we actually went to Dollar General, got a box of bleach, came home, and now she's blonde again.
Wait, like
And
bleach
She went
bleach or-
like pink.
Hair bleach.
No, not like
Hair color
Clorox.
bleach,
That's like so she's
like
bald?
L'Oreal.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Scott.
she was like.
It was
know.
fuchsia.
know.
Man,
She was
they-
just like she and her younger sister Emma. They got up in there and they got different colors. Emma has half.
Emma did it too.
Emma
Yes,
has
she did.
half berry.
Hers is like
What?
purple.
Hers is like
Yeah,
a purple berry.
it's
But she
pretty.
just did the bottom half, and then Hannah just. Well, actually, Emma was like, "Just do it. Just do the whole thing. Get
Emma
crunk."
actually urged her and
Yeah.
egged her on. to make
until
it.
until she went fuchsia. It looked cool though. I'm not gonna lie, I thought
I
it
may
looked cool.
color my hair.
I wouldn't.
Or-
Yeah, purple.
You mean your head?
Yeah.
He's got little hairs. You let those grow out a little bit, you can do it.
No.
Well, it grows into a fro. I look like Art Gunkel.
Don't encourage
Art
Garfunkel.
Gunkel. That's the relative of Art Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Art Gunkel, man, I tell you, that guy, he got some hits. Look that up on the YouTube.
Art
Art
Gunkel.
Gunkel.
Art
Oh,
Gunkel's
Art
latest
Gunkel.
hits on the YouTube.
Oh.
So, anyway, yeah. So
Yeah.
she's back blonde. I use Sun In. You know they haven't changed the packaging in Sun In. It looks
I
like
used to
since
use it.
1970s.
Yeah.
When I had hair, I used it.
What is sun in?
It
It's
makes
like a
What?
spray on stuff that you spray on your hair and
Makes
it
my hair
kinda
kind of
lightens it.
orange.
Do
I
you,
did
do you
it.
have to go into the sun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
it's
or
active.
you could
It
use
has, like,
you could use a
lemon juice
hair
or
dryer
something in
too.
it.
It's
Yeah.
got
You
have to have
hydrogen
heat.
peroxide
Hydrogen
in
peroxide.
it.
You gotta have
It
Lemon
has a
juice?
No.
I don't. I couldn't.
Wouldn't
tell
that
what it
attract ants?
No.
In your
is. It
head?
may not have lemon juice.
You
I
don't leave
know.
it in.
Well, it says sun
things.
Yeah. But
Find
I'm saying
out.
you don't like just stick
Yeah.
lemon juice on your head and walk around.
Right.
Go lay down in the backyard.
All right, what else, honey? Is there
What else?
anything else?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I do have information.
Oh.
Is this
Ooh.
COVID?
Yes. No, it's not COVID. It's just for those that want to know. It's Jose Andres is the chef who is
Yes.
a Michelin-starred chef. He was in El Bulli. I know exactly where his restaurant was. Anyway, he's from Spain. But if you look up World Kitchen 60 Minutes on Google, it takes you directly
Pretty fascinating.
to the video.
Look
So
at
you
there.
go.
Good
This
job.
guy, though, it's, the reason I'm saying is it's kind of like Samaritan's Purse is going in and doing amazing work. This guy created this organization
Yeah.
with chefs to go in and feed people. Puerto Rico was the first one when they lost power. Remember when that whole world was shut down? That dude flew in there. And,
Everybody
said,
forgot about that now.
and he said, I'm going in there and feeding these people. I'm not going to let them be starving.
He's done 16 million meals since 2010.
Dang.
Wow.
There's another organization like that I was listening to Kelly Clarkson and somebody else. I think it was yesterday on TV. Anyway, they're involved with something like that they go and they take the restaurants and the restaurants go
Yeah,
into the,
they're-
like,
it's
like you're
starting to
saying.
be a movement.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, back as us as Christians,
Let's us Christians
Wake up.
do it. Yeah, I think, honey, I believe we will.
well,
I
time
like
is.
that.
Yeah, I like it.
I
Oh,
like
I
that
believe we
hope.
will too. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
I gotta wake up.
Yeah.
Personal. Make it
Everybody needs a
personal.
little nurge.
Nerd.
Okay.
Nerd.
What else did
What
you?
else?
What else is going on? Is there?
Because I
any,
know you're wanting to talk about our kids. I can feel it.
No,
Oh my God,
I'm
that
not.
You're wanting to say that they're not really doing their work.
Well, you want to talk? We ain't going into homework. We already threw them under the bus on that.
I did force them both to do some math, and it was a meltdown at our
Yeah.
house.
I heard one of them got punished with PE because they wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I made them all go in the yard and do PE class with me.
But
I was
for
their PE
Ian, that's
teacher.
not punishment.
he didn't do it. Ironically, John, he's the only one that didn't do it.
Oh, that's right.
So I made him go do algebra too.
Ooh, I'd rather do PE than
Any
algebra.
day.
I would
day.
rather
This
run.
is the principal. She's gonna have them out there doing homework and PE in the backyard.
I am
I
so
did PE
thankful.
with the girls though. It was fun. We were all really sore the next day.
Yeah.
For homework, I would say if they have a grade that's low, just focus on that subject because your
Yes.
grade cannot come down. You can only
Right.
bring something up
Oh,
right
I
now.
can bring some
Exactly. See,
grades
Emma
down.
has straight A's, so she's
So
like,
she- so Emma
she's like,
she don't
I
need
busted it. I made my grades.
Hey,
What about Ian? Hold on. What
Ian,
about
though,
Ian?
however, he is so funny. So like all year, he was like, "Mom, I got all A's."
Yeah,
I
that's
got-
what I heard
Oh,
the
God.
whole
This
year.
is so sad. Our kids, we make our kids sound horrible, and they're great.
They don't
kids.
listen. It don't matter. We're keeping it real. Move on to the next point.
He ends up, he has a C in math.
That's a family
like,
trait.
Hey,
Ian,
you got to
you
celebrate
got
the
a C
past.
in math. I thought you said you had all A's. Well,
Exactly.
so anyway, yes, you were right, Teresa. So I said, Ian, you can bring your grade up. Get in there and do your algebra too. So,
Here's-
and you still, there will be an ACT at some point.
Yeah.
You've got to continue to work
Here's
on
the
that.
good news. Aren't they saying that everybody graduates no matter what this year?
They're not just
We
saying
all
that.
move up, yes, but
No, we had a call with someone in authority,
Not to be named.
not to be named, and they said
He remained nameless.
he remains nameless. He said, "This is your lucky year."
Dang it! I wish I could have graduated.
Told him, I said, "Man, there's a bunch of kids that are just
I
going,
could have
thank
used
God."
that my senior year, but Hannah's got straight A's too. Well,
Yeah.
in the 2 classes that she has.
Right.
But they literally just, it doesn't
It's-
matter.
You just get a pass.
wouldn't
Pass.
We call it the COVID pass.
Yes, which is crazy, really, when you think about it.
It is. It's. I
Like,
think,
what
I
if
think,
you had all F's?
I know, boy, you'd be a winner.
Golly,
There's
I
winners in
would've
every
been.
scenario.
I mean, that's what I'm going back to. Go on the far end of the spectrum.
you're on the low end of the spectrum.
Spectrum.
And I'm going, if they had failed everything,
Yeah.
they're going on.
Amen.
Well, we're
You
moving
know, what they're
on.
saying, you know
now.
what they're saying? There is a Jesus.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hope they recognize him, but I don't know. I think they may be just going.
Well, I know, like, for Teresa being in the school system, it has been super interesting watching them navigate the whole situation. From we're closing school for a short amount of time to we're giving homework packets out. We're feeding kids at school. We're not feeding kids at school.
Yeah.
Now we're giving packets out again tomorrow
at our school, yes.
at the school.
Homework packets.
Yes, with new material. Like at
Yeah.
first it was just
Old.
Yeah, supplementing what they'd
Isn't
already
it-
been taught.
isn't it-
Now we have new.
Isn't it kind of a waste of
okay,
time?
I got a
Yes.
question then. Okay, so
Come
what
on.
they're teaching that's going to be new, because I got an email from Emma's
This is
algebra
COVID
teacher.
breaking news. I
Hold
think.
on a
Oh,
second.
we get to
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Angie,
Now, come on.
Trace.
let me try to find the right button.
Find the button.
Come
'cause
on,
This
Scott.
This guy.
Good night. Does it take that long?
Yes.
It shouldn't.
Patience.
It shouldn't
He
take that
is
long.
not- Very
what
patient.
do you want me to hit the wrong button again?
And this-
Why wouldn't we? Let's
and
give
just
him a
say
laugh.
education. When
You
you
had
say
so much practice in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
COVID-19 educational update.
Scott,
was
you didn't
good.
grab the handles
I
on
know.
that one.
That's because he's
Yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
better
Just
off.
feeling better.
I'm on
He's feeling
medication
better.
right now, so I'm just cruising, man.
I might need some of that then.
Okay,
Yes.
so,
so
go
the
ahead.
breaking news is they're wanting new material taught now.
Yes.
Like,
okay, so I got an
how
email
new?
from Hannah. Emma's in, even though she's in 8th grade, she's taking freshman math. So she got an email, or I got an email from her teacher saying that this material will be new, and this will be
Yes.
like geometry, what she's going to need to be knowing next.
Yes.
Therefore, I had to unfortunately tell Emma, babe,
Google. Google is your friend.
She's gonna have to Google
You
everything.
can plug in actual equations into Google, and they will pull them up for you.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
know
talking
how
about.
to do
That's
that.
a pocket tip for the apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
For the apocalypse.
Right there.
however, correct me if I'm wrong, it will not affect their grade negatively,
They cannot
only
go
positively.
down. That is correct. So if
What
they
a
work
time
on
to
it
be
and
a
they totally
student.
bomb it, it's not going to hurt them.
So I told her, I said, Emma, get in there and do that Khan Academy. It
Yeah,
doesn't
but
matter.
hold on.
love Khan
I,
Academy.
I'm gonna,
Khan Academy's
man, I
great.
love these parents that are so fired up and excited. But let's just put the reality check on it. All right.
Oh boy.
Let's all go back to us in school at 14 or 15 or whatever.
Oh, we all know. It was
And let's think
terrible.
about how foolish this sounds. Because I think that's where I agree with the school system. You got to try. You're throwing it out there. You're just, trying
They
something.
can't just throw up their hands and give up.
But they,
Like our kids have.
but I'm just saying that in a lot of ways, it's very strange and weird and difficult, if not nearly impossible, without really strict guideline, discipline, like got hard, because what makes this so hard is everybody's not in that place.
Yeah.
So it's hard for you
Well, they're
emotionally as a
not-
parent to come home and go, now y'all know this is, and they're in the back of their mind they're going, no, it's really not.
Because it doesn't matter. And
So it's what I'm saying is you're really in a
It's
catch-22.
it
It's
is.
difficult
it's tough.
because parents feel the pressure too. Because
Well,
they're probably
I got
going,
the
but
two
on the-
emails and I felt like, wah, bad mom.
See, this is
I got
what we
the
need
guilt.
to hear.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got the guilt like, dang, that's the second email I got. Emma, you better do a Khan Academy because I'm a
and
bad
had it,
mom.
and Emma reacted in a tearful mess, which she's
And
typically
she-
not that
this
way.
is not her way at all.
So,
She melted.
See, and here's why I say I think that
down.
happened. She's a straight A student.
Yeah.
But what happens is the parent has never been viewed as the educator in our home. We respect educators, you empower them, and we support them, but they don't view you as the discipline. Like, hey, this is what you need to do, because there's roles that everybody's playing. So when those roles got confused in our house, she don't know how to respond to that role. So it's like, wait a second, why are we doing this if it's not? I got straight A's. It's
And I've already
what do
done
you-
all
well,
that.
because I'm trying to prepare. It's 2 weeks from summer. Like,
Well,
wait a
it's-
second, we don't do anything the last 2 weeks of school anyway. Let's don't fool ourselves. Why all of a sudden are you putting the pressure on and making me feel bad about this? So what I'm saying, I'm not saying you are. It's a catch-22. The school's
No.
trying to do something right to keep the
They
kids
are.
going. Parents are trying to go, okay, we want to support them, and how do we do
And
it?
keep
Kids
their
are
brains functioning.
and kids are confused.
And kids are like, aren't we at a school? It's summer.
I have
It's
a
weird, man.
suggestion for all educators. This would be the time to vote for a pay raise
Yes.
Oh,
because I think
I'm
Parents,
all for them having a
all
pay
of
raise.
us have a new appreciation for what they do when you actually have to try to do that in your home. I know
Yeah.
it's different, but really, I mean, it really has made some people wake up to this is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's, again, homeschool people have set the precedence.
Yes.
That's the method, the
Right.
roles that are kind of established. When you go from not those roles to forced to those roles
It's
with
tough.
those people working, like working moms and working dads, and they're not there to watch them all the time. I mean, all the child care stuff's been messed up.
Yeah.
So the whole system's, so that tension is felt by everybody, parents, kids,
Well,
teachers.
and kids, whether they show it or not, feel stressed too from this whole situation.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
You
Emma,
know they do.
Emma, that response was a great example of
I
that.
think it was. I think that was that meltdown, tears.
As we
and
say,
all
it's
was-
like pin
'cause
up.
That's not like her. I think
Right.
it was pin up stress just from all of it.
Well, that's
yeah.
like that survey where like 25% of the surveyed said that COVID hadn't affected them at all.
Yeah, we sent out a
we're
survey
like-
through the Simple Church.
Like, you're like,
And some people said, no, it hadn't affected us all. It's like, they're in denial because there ain't nobody not affected by this.
even
Well,
if it's
affected
just your
how?
cottonelle. I mean,
No,
you've
you're
been affected.
cottonelle, and I haven't hugged my mom in like a month.
Yeah, that affects you.
Yes, I want to hug my mom. Like
Do
I've
it
seen
tonight.
her.
Break that rule.
You know, I
Break
walked
that
in,
rule.
Teresa and I hugged each other like it was just
That was
a normal
illegal.
day. We forgot.
that was
Yeah.
silly.
See?
I was like,
You
oh,
just
but that felt
infected
so
each
good to
other.
hug my sister. Yeah, it was good, but I want to hug my mama too.
Hug her.
I haven't
I'm
seen,
not.
I haven't
I'm
seen
not
my
gonna hug her.
parents in a month.
Praise or negative?
That's a negative.
That's a joke. Relax. We ain't seen our dad in 3 years, and it's a praise.
That's not.
That's a joke, John. It's a joke, Daddy.
Broma.
He does listen, by the way.
He does.
He tells me
as,
my dad.
as do Paula does. I don't know if Don does.
He don't
They
listen.
may not
No,
anymore.
they don't listen.
Not
That-
after
right
this.
now, they're kind of tanking anyway. Yeah, but we brought in the girls. They're getting some revenge. You're getting it out.
Yeah.
I don't think we've gotten any revenge yet, do you?
Yeah, y'all, this is your last shot. I mean, you know.
I mean, you
Your
come back
last
again.
shot.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in this hour.
Yes.
We're about to wrap up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
we've
don't
been going for an hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
time
What?
to wrap up.
Yeah.
People are like, shut them off.
Yes.
So we'll come back to Sons of Thunder.
Oh, okay. You want to
That-
end on a positive?
That is a nickname that was given to a couple of the guys in Scripture, James and John,
Mm.
and for good reason because they all wanted to call down fire from heaven on the Samaritans, and they were just always so
Fire.
fired up and angry and aggressive, and
Yes.
so of course I don't know how long ago we nicknamed y'all the Sons of Thunder.
I think my mom did it actually.
It was
think
probably
so.
Judy, yeah, because but she's feisty. She was feisty. She probably
Was,
still
yeah.
is
That's
feisty
a
in heaven. I
that's
don't
an
know.
understatement, though.
Yes, love the Lord and just aggressive and feisty for Him. So both of y'all have kind of taken on that. In the personality thing, both of y'all have a red in the personality colors.
We do.
Yep.
Which
Giant.
which is the feisty.
Do you have to get so in the mic to
Aggressive.
do that?
Giant. Red.
And it's nothing but a blessing to you as a green.
Blessing.
Yeah, see, and Angie and I are not red. Like,
You marry your opposite.
Yeah.
That's why we're still married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably
thankfully
true.
we do have one that we share. Like John and I share a blue color, the personality, and you
Details.
guys, yes, and you two share yellow in y'all's. So
Hey.
that's helpful.
Yep.
Helps
It
deal with
helps.
that red.
It does.
Now, if y'all don't know, there is a study while you're sitting at home. You can still do that. That was Andy Stanley's group and them. I don't remember the girl's name that actually came up with it.
Can't remember.
But it's the
she was-
colors test.
I've
Because
said
when we
it's
refer to it,
temperaments.
they may not. Yeah, I heard this. You
Oh,
heard
yeah.
that. Good. Thank you.
Yep.
Temperaments.
Yeah,
that lady
temperaments.
was weird.
Yeah, but it was a good study.
She did a good
It was,
job.
yeah.
Yeah.
She was still weird.
But it is interesting how
Yeah.
God equips us and puts us with the people and
Yeah, and we all respond to this crisis based on how we're shaped. And I don't mean physically, but our colors.
yes.
So we're red, so we want to go and do things. And the blue rule follower is like, he said shelter in place. What are you doing? So that's that red and blue conflict, you know. So that's just kind of some of the,
And I'm green, so I'm gonna go do whatever y'all tell me to do.
yeah.
No, you're laid back. You would not do anything either. You will do whatever you need to do, but by personality, you're
She's
going to
okay
chill.
to stay at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, me
she-
too. See, 'cause
Yeah,
my
I like
secondary is
staying.
green. I'm
Yeah.
fine. It's
Yeah,
good.
she's like,
I
everybody
like
just
home.
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, calm down.
I like people, but I like home too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I liked home until I panicked last week.
Really.
And then I didn't like home so much.
Yeah. Well, it gets a bit long in the tooth when that's all you can do.
Well,
is
yeah,
home.
and it's just me and the cats. And when the cats start talking to me in English, then I knew I had a problem.
true.
Wow.
Yes.
Kidding, they never actually talked to me.
Yes, that's. I just think it's interesting, and we'll kind of wrap it up. But in the complexity of this situation, which no one's ever been in, so no one has a way to do it or not to do it. We're all trying to figure that out. But then when you look at the seriousness of, like, our kids looking back and going, some of them graduated and didn't.
Yeah.
They don't know if they didn't get some experiences that other kids have gotten, so they could whine about that or feel bad about that, which we're navigating that in our home now, going, what does that look like or not? But then I have got a friend that's still very seriously ill. I mean, well, he's battling for his life. I mean, it's all perspective in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
what you're looking at. Or we have our food. You're really not worried about it because you go to the grocery store, you can get what you want, where when you saw the lines of 10,000 people waiting on food, or if you look and you see someone waiting to get in, they can't see. I've got Donna Zilska, who is not COVID related, but had a heart attack or some kind of incident, and her son sent an email this morning and was just saying that how thankful he was that the nurse put a red heart on her window so he could drive up and pray for his mom looking in the right
Oh,
window.
that's good.
That's
Well,
cool.
if you're not
That is
battling
good.
that, you don't think, but that's a big deal that the nurse took the time to do that. That, so I'm going, it's all so unusual. Everything is so crazy. So to be able to laugh a little bit at sometimes, and then the other times go, all right, God, what do you need us to do? What should we be doing? Whether that's with your kids or whether that's with someone in the community or whatever. And that's not easy always to navigate based on personality or based on, again, circumstances. 'Cause some people don't even have the circumstances to do it.
Well, I'll just interject this one thing here is
I'm
that
going to bring one other one up too.
okay, it's just that some people really can't get out because of their own personal
right.
health issues. I had a friend tell me yesterday, we wish we could go do this, but my husband has so and so, and yeah, he's more at risk.
That's
I'm like,
wiser
you
not to.
You got to stay at home. Yeah,
It's a wise thing.
yeah. I mean, people are dealing with cancer and things like that. They're not supposed to be out around other people. So it made me think. This is what my grandma always said. My nanny, she just passed away. She's 93, and she used to say, well, I wish I could get out and do that, but I pray. And I'm like, what a powerful thing. I know my grandmother prayed for us. I mean, I know we all came to Jesus probably because of my grandmother's prayers. And so if you can't get out, you really cannot. You've got other issues, your own health issues you got to protect. Prayer is a powerful thing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's one thing that we can encourage our people to do who really can't.
Well, and I only bring up the what I was going to bring back up was you need to pray for the oil field people. Like I had a couple of texts, and because everybody's kind of forgotten them in a lot of ways, and gas is cheap, so everybody's like, "Thank God gas is cheap," and they were just kind of coming out saying, "You realize that every time you're doing that, you're killing our area."
Yeah.
Like if you want cheap gas, that means that many families,
Yeah.
some of them that very well, can't pay their bills because of the crisis. Because yesterday, first time in American history,
Right.
a barrel of oil went to negative.
That's right. In the oil futures.
Really?
He is telling the truth.
So we had never happened in American history that when if it's $30 a barrel or $20 a barrel, it was negative.
What does
Never-
that mean?
So let me explain it.
It means you don't get it free, but it means the value is.
I just heard
none.
this fresh this morning on a podcast.
Hold on,
so I
D.
can-
COVID.
COVID-19. This will be our
I'm
last
Is it COVID?
COVID-19
Oh,
related.
yes, it's definitely
absolutely.
related to COVID. Because we'll explain that.
COVID-19 oil update.
Oh, I like that one.
He held on with one hand.
He felt
So
that
the
one.
way it works is oil is bought on a futures deal. So they're buying oil for future consumption. Well, so many people, or airlines, vehicles, so much less consumption has happened. Is there's too much oil in the supply
in the world.
in the world? It's actually overstocked with oil right now.
Supply and demand.
So they actually sold it at a loss because they have no place to store it.
Interesting.
So that's why it went to a negative value.
So they predict that by next week, your gas will be less than $1.50 a gallon.
We haven't seen that since like 20 years ago.
Yeah, they say it's going to continue to go down.
At least 9/11.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was a senior in high school, gas was 99 cents a gallon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's been a couple little dips for
Yeah, I
short
don't
periods of
remember that
time.
part.
But
I
when they
was
said that it was in American
very
history
pregnant.
that it's
Yeah,
never happened,
it's
it's
unprecedented.
it's unprecedented. So then you think, and what these men and women that I know that are in that industry are going, they're losing their job. They're out of money. Their companies are letting them go, and they're going. So it's not just COVID related, although it is COVID related. It's like beyond that. So for sure,
It affects everyone.
yes, for sure,
Some
no
way.
doubt.
All
Well,
right.
there you go, ladies.
Well, we
Thank
ended
y'all for
on
being here.
See, that
low
hour went
note.
by like a flash.
Set up a
didn't
lot
it?
of time. Hour
Yes.
plus.
Hour 16 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
long. Is that record?
Y'all did.
No,
No.
it's not the same.
Y'all did great though.
Yes, come on, give it up
Yes.
for the ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
She didn't even really go through her list. really.
No,
No,
she
we'll-
didn't even
She
scratch the
narrowed
surface.
that
We'll
thing
have an
down.
airing of grievances next time.
Yes.
All right.
All right. We love. Thanks for listening. Remember, you
y'all.
can like us, share us.
Yes, subscribe today.
Yep. Because we have 2,000, Scott.
Yes,
downloads.
2,000 downloads and like 3
Yes.
subscribers.
Please
So once again,
subscribe.
Yeah.
Mark Perkins and Chet, thank you so
And
much.
Carl's
That's
wife.
right.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Carl's wife.
That's
Thank
it.
Oh, my goodness.
We love you. Find the button, Scott.